just a simple old pair of pants. Okay, getting ahead of myself. Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. Today is a super cool one because I've got a nice collaborative piece here. But it's not like a top, it's not a jacket or anything. It's a pair of pants. It's just a simple old pair of pants. It's such a disappointment. No, this is not a disappointment at all because this is a pair of Heron Preston Levi's. There's some cool painted details on here. So many tiny little tweaks and interesting elements here. They're so sick. I'm loving them so much. So let's check it out. But first, I've looked into it and a very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. So there you go. There you have them. They are like, I don't know, like a really dark blue, gray, black kind of crossover color. I really like that color. But before we get into any of that, and take a look at that painted element right there. Oh, okay, getting ahead of myself. We got to take a look at the retail tags that come with these jeans. So the first thing we've got here is this nice big orange tab. You've got some white up at the top there. Let's take a look at that. So that has just some numbers and whatnot in orange. Not sure what that's about, but it's almost like a piece of tape going over the top, and it's on the back there too, but without the writing. So on the front, if we follow this down, first we get the Levi's logo printed on there in white. It's kind of got a sticky, tacky feeling to the printing. Underneath it's just like a matte orange. And then further down, also printed on there, the Heron Preston logo. Take a look at the placement of those logos, like the amount of space between them, the lettering, all that stuff is always important. Down at the bottom here, this is the retailer sticker, so yours may or may not have this, but it's got the model number, colorway, size, and price on there. But again, this one not totally necessary. But what is totally necessary is on the other side. This is the sticker that Heron Preston puts on there, so this one every piece should have. So it starts off with a barcode at the top, and then it gets into the model number, and you can look up that model number. You should type it into Google. It should show up with your exact model. If anything else shows up, it's a bad sign and it's probably fake. You also get the model name, Levi's, 501 black wash fuchsia, Heron Preston, and then off to the right, a bit bigger, you get the size, which is a 30-inch waist. At the bottom here, we get some more random letters and numbers, who cares, and then the Levi's like copyright information there in white. We also get another tag here, a matte white, just very thin piece of cardstock, and this one is talking about the unique appearance of the jeans. It'll change as you wash it and wear it, what piece of clothing doesn't, but they usually put this stuff in to kind of cover their butts for the weird pieces and elements that they throw in here. And that has some like Levi's and recycling information down at the bottom there, and the back is blank. This tag has like a black plastic piece here, and then goes up to a black string, kind of glossy black rough string, whereas the main tag has a white string here. And these are just tied through one of the belt loops, nothing too crazy or special there. And next, let's take a look at the care tags that are inside the pants. So these would be on your left side if you were wearing the jeans, kind of like front left. You can see where they are in relation to that front button there. And these, as you can see, they're sewn right into this side seam here under this orange stitch. And they are these kind of like soft, satiny, white tags, quite thick as well. And in black, it starts off with the country of origin. So this one's from Turkey. It's got that in a bunch of languages. Then you get a little line in like this CA number. Then the company information for Levi's, and that takes up that whole tag there. In the back of that one, we've got the EAC and a bunch of stuff in like the Eastern languages, and some more Levi's information at the bottom there for Indonesia. I don't know why they need to put that stuff on there, but I guess they do. The next tag is a longer one, and this one has the fabrication, so jeans, 100% cotton, makes sense. Exclusive of decoration. I finally figured out what the hell that means. It means it's 100% cotton, except for the random extra stuff like zippers and things. Then you've got a crap load of washing symbols across 3 lines there. And then you get into your washing instructions in English. And then it looks like French is next. The back of that one continues those instructions in French and various other languages. The next tag is the same length, and we're still in those washing instructions. There are a hell of a lot of them. And oh my god, they're still going. And now we're getting into the Japanese, Chinese, things like that. And then you've got this really short tag here, which is a different kind of like glossier, more white color and a bit of a different texture to it. Like it's thinner, I would say. And this has all of the sizing information, it looks like, for China, I'm guessing. The back of that guy's blank. And then we've got another tag here. The front of this one's blank. And this one's like a plastic tag. It's not that same kind of mesh of the ones below it. And printed on there, you've got Heron Preston, 3032, so that's the size, and a barcode there. And then off to the right of all of those, there's one more tag here. And this one, it looks like, is about how to wash them while also being nice to the planet, which is always a good thing. And the back of that has some more info in Japanese, Chinese. I'm not good with those languages and the differences between them, unfortunately. Next, let's take a look at the Levi's patch at the back of the jeans on the outside. So this would be above your right butt cheek, and it is, you know, a kind of like beige brown. It's stitched around all four corners in that classic Heron Preston orange stitching, as you can see. Pretty nice, big, thick stitches. And all the printing on here is in red, except for this stuff down here in black. So you get some orange stitching here in a kind of rectangle, and that's actually for this right there, which we'll get to in a second. But you get the actual size and a couple little kind of like guides there. So a very Heron Preston thing of leaving in some of that, those creation elements, especially in this pair. That's kind of stuff is all over. And then you've got your sort of typical Levi's logo and print and such here. But you've got the 501 and H/P for Heron Preston. And of course, your waist and length and these things, of course, should match up with what you saw on the tags and stuff. And as I mentioned, on the inside of the waist, you get that Heron Preston brand patch. So this one, it is a kind of bright orange with white stitching of that logo in there. And then on the front, at the outside, you get another patch here, which is that same orange material, but it's like a rubberized applique that's on here. All of these letters in print, you can feel, and they pop out of the jeans themselves, which is really cool and actually quite different from most Heron Preston pieces where these are stitched in. You've got a nice classic red Levi's tag off on the left side of that. And taking a look to the buttons, the main button is like a painted orange, as you can see. As you go down, there's a lot of like deconstructed elements here, like this one. Now the rest of these are just silver buttons, but this is kind of like ripped out a layer here. And you even get a patch above this pocket here for this mini pocket. It's very, very visible, the stitching. Even some of these, you can see the pockets, and it's supposed to be that way, that patches of the pockets are coming out. I think that's so cool. And you'll also notice a difference in the texture between up here and down here. So you've got like a line going across there and then down this leg here. You get a lot of orange, like contrast stitching at the bottom of the fly there. And also some of the belt loops will have like orange stitches at the top and bottom, whereas others will have these kind of zigzag stitches going all across them. One of the pockets, as you can see at the ends, has these little silver buttons, whereas the other one has them in orange. Just all these little details are so cool. On the back pockets too, one of them is done with orange stitching, one is not. I love just the back and forth details. You even get for an extra back pocket here with a white zipper in there. And that zipper, it actually has Heron Preston printed in there, kind of pressed in. At the back of this pocket, you get that Levi's patch, but there's not one, but two of them there. They doubled up for some reason. I don't know why, but they did it, and I'm down. And then finally, of course, you've got like this red flame print. So you can see that there, it's kind of in a square. As you can see, it's probably stenciled in there or something, but it's got a very like hand-painted nature to it, a bit messy. So I think that's really cool. Like different levels, it's sort of like thinner there, thicker over here. So very handmade quality to it, which this whole piece has with all these crazy elements. So I'm super into it. So now that we've checked all of that out, let's try these on to see how they feel and see how they fit. Alright, let's talk about the fit first, because I think that is the absolute most important thing that you guys need to know if you're looking to buy a pair of these. So, at least my pair here, they fit much tighter than the advertised size. Thankfully, you know, they still fit me. I didn't have to return them or anything, but these are a 30 waist. I measured them. They're 29 on a good day. Like, they might even be a little less than 29 inches at the waist. So, very tight, and be prepared for that. If you're a person who likes your waist tight, then and you get it kind of close to your actual size, you may actually have trouble getting these on. So keep that in mind. You may want to size up on the waist size if you're concerned about that. The length, on the other hand, seems accurate. It's listed as a 32 length, and that is what it feels like here. And now let's talk about the feel. So it's actually kind of like got a pre-washed feel, very, very broken in. The painted parts are a bit stiffer, as you would expect, but you don't feel that obviously on the inside. On the inside, they're really, really well worn and super comfortable. Like, this may be the softest pair of jeans I've ever received, the least stiff. They are, for all intents and purposes, I would say a straight leg. There may be a slight taper there, but yeah, once you get below the knee, it feels pretty straight and pretty wide for a pair of jeans. So very much in style right now. That is definitely what people are going for, and I think they look really good. But again, that waist is on the tighter side, and that'll also apply to like your hips and your butt and stuff like that. Like, hey, I'm happy with my butt. I think these make my butt look great, but they are tight around that area, so keep that in mind as well. But it totally works for me. I think everything about this look is great, so I'm super psyched on these, and I'm going to be wearing them all the time. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake Heron Preston Levi's jeans. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.